Welcome back to Unknown and Mysterious Creatures, the show where we delve into the unexplained, the unimaginable, and the downright chilling. I'm your host, JV Torres, and tonight we're turning away from gray aliens to explore a specter far closer to home, one rooted deep in Latin American lore, the weeping woman known as La Llorona. Before we dive in, if you enjoy these explorations, please consider supporting us via Patreon. Patrons get exclusive content, early access, and sometimes a chance to win special merch. Links are in the show notes. Hit like, follow, and subscribe. It means the world to us and helps keeps the stories coming. Now, into the fog. The earliest recorded references trace back to 16th century Mexico. In the Florentine Codex, a post-conquest Nahua chronicle, there's mention of a mournful female apparition.
The sixth omen was that many times a woman would be heard going along weeping and shouting, "Oh, my children, where am I to take you?"
This echoes tales of Cihuacuatl, an Aztec goddess figure known for her wails for lost children. A spiritual archetype that morphed through Spanish colonization into La Llorona legend. The most familiar version, Maria or Xochitl, an indigenous woman, marries a wealthy Spanish or mestizo man and bears 2 children. One day, discovering his betrayal, she drowns her children in a river. Overcome by remorse, she commits suicide, only to become cursed to wander, wailing and searching for her lost children. She appears at night near water, draped in white, crying,
"Ay, mis hijos!"
La Llorona, the weeping woman, slithers like a venomous shadow through the very soul of Latino communities, far beyond a mere campfire tale to chill the bones. She's a spectral embodiment of anguish, a ghastly mirror reflecting the fractured heart of Mexican national identity, where indigeneity clashes with colonial scars, gender roles twist into chains of oppression, and sexuality simmers in forbidden depths. Scholar Sarah Quinones-Wolfson unearths these horrors in her analysis, revealing how La Llorona's legend claws at themes of trauma and generational mourning. Echoes of ancestor screams passed down like a cursed inheritance, binding families in a web of sorrow that refuses to fade. Meanwhile, University of Arizona researcher Orquídea Morales paints her as a tragic phantom forged in the fires of borderland grief. A forsaken wife whose lover vanished across the treacherous divide, whose innocent child slipped into the merciless waters by cruel accident, and who withered away in a torrent of despair so profound it birthed an eternal wail. Generation after generation, her agonized cries pierce the night along forsaken riversides, a blood-curdling lament that haunts the living, serving as a dire warning to wayward children while cradling the festering burdens of loss, guilt, and the unquiet ghost of cultural memory that claw at the edges of sanity. As the blood moon dips low, casting elongated shadows over desolate riverbanks and forsaken streets shrouded in an unnatural hush, the air thickens with the insidious whispers of those who've brushed against the veil of the beyond. Encounters with La Llorona that leave souls scarred and minds unraveling. One chilling Reddit tale drags us into the heart of terror near Zacatecas, where a young girl's innocent midnight urgency to visit the outhouse shattered the fragile barrier between the living and the damned. In the witching hour of 3 a.m., she called out for her mother, her voice trembling in the oppressive darkness. But what glided towards her bed was no comforting kin. Instead, a pallid apparition materialized, draped in a tattered white robe that reeked of decay and forgotten graves. Its skeletal arms extended like hooks, seeking to ensnare the innocent. Levitating mere inches above the creaking floorboards, it emanated a bone-chilling frost that seeped into her very marrow, igniting a primal dread that coiled around her heart like icy serpents. Paralyzed by the horror, she unleashed a guttural scream that echoed through the house, diving beneath the covers as if they could shield her from the abyss. Her true mother burst in seconds later, frantic and bewildered, finding no trace of the abomination. Yet the nightmare lingered, festering like an open wound. Days later, an inexplicable power outage plunged the home into pitch black void, reigniting those paralyzing fears of the spectral intruder, whispering promises of return in the suffocating silence. A reminder that La Llorona's grasp on the mortal world is as relentless as death itself. As documented by folklorist Bess Lomax Hawes of the Library of Congress, La Llorona often appears as a pitiful rebozo-wrapped woman whose cries lure the unsuspecting, especially near water. One passage chillingly describes her shape-shifting visage. She says,
"When offered assistance, she turns into a solicitous gentleman with the face of a skeleton or a wild metallic horse's head. A chance meeting with her is dangerous."
In some stories, her voice eerily shifts. Crying from afar means she's right beside you. And if too close, her cries seem distant. A cruel trick of the supernatural. La Llorona remains a haunting presence because she's more than a ghost story. She's a cultural mirror. She reflects mothers, colonial upheaval, heartbreak, resistance. Her cries ripple through the centuries, morphing in tone, from warning to mourning, from threat to voice of protest. What do you hear when you listen at night? A ghost? A poem? A warning? Or perhaps something non-human? Thank you for joining us on tonight's journey. Do us a favor and like, share, and leave a comment on this episode. We appreciate your continued support. Until next time, stay on the lookout for more unknown and mysterious creatures.